Today we're going to see a demo using the Keil uVision IDE in tandem with Parasoft's capability for static and dynamic analysis. I just launched my uVision IDE here, and along with the Parasoft installation, there is an example code provided. So let us open the project. Now I put that project somewhere in MISRA C folder. I'm using uVision here and I will load this Keil IDE project. All right, so click the project node here and review that we have the correct settings. In particular, in the output tab, make sure that the create batch file checkbox is checked. And you can see here that the create batch file checkbox is indeed checked, so that's okay. And then in the this default should be fine. So I'll close now. Now, doing dynamic and static analysis with the Keil is a little bit different than with any other IDE. For example, in the NXP S32DS, there is a Parasoft menu that we see on top here because there's a Parasoft plugin that installs into that IDE. However, in the case of the Keil IDE, there's no plugin, but what you do is select the project here and make sure that the simulator is selected. Then click project and then build target because we check the create batch file checkbox. If we build this target here, there is no error. And let us try to go into the file system of the project. And let us try to get status to see what new files have been created. So we can see that this file here has just been created because of by enabling the checkbox here in the output tab, create batch file, and by building the project, it will also automatically create the batch file. As soon as that's done, it is now close the Keil IDE and we can continue our code analysis using the Parasoft dedicated Eclipse-based IDE. So I'll close the Keil IDE now and I will open the Parasoft's built-in Eclipse IDE. So I will name the workspace as uVision4 Sensor. Then create a project, expand C/C++ test, and you can see that the Keil project has a dedicated menu entry in the Parasoft C++ test. So select this import Keil uVision projects. Click the next button and then browse into the projects in the Keil projects UV project, and it will be this one. So click open, click next, and then in the project target settings, select C++ test simulator. Click finished. What we just did here is we are using the Parasoft IDE, which is an Eclipse-based IDE, to continue our code analysis in this IDE. So the project was created from Keil, and then we continue it from this IDE here. For example, let me select the sensor.c now, and we can start our code analysis. Let me first try to do a MISRA 2023 static analysis. I can select all of the folders here, in which case all of the C files will be analyzed. But for the purpose, for the intent of shortening the demo, I'll just select one file as sensor.c. Right click, Parasoft test using built-in compliance packs automotive. And from here, you can see a plethora of automotive, uh, a standard automotive static analysis rule sets. So I will select the latest as of this recording, which is MISRA C 2023. So now the Parasoft IDE is analyzing this single file sensor.c 382 against the 382 rules for MISRA 2023. You can go to the console tab and see the analysis in action. So let's give it a few more seconds to complete. You can see a percentage here, and we've completed. So if we go back here, and you can see in the red here, 124 tasks reported. If we click this guy here, and we will be uh, examining the reports in an interactive fashion, because you can click the findings here, like this one, for example, and we will be the cursor will lead into the particular violation. The messages may passively be null. Here, and for every violation, you can also right click and then view documentation, and then you will be presented with a description of this violation as well as the relevant MISRA section that is associated with this violation. There's also an example code, a problematic example code here, and then its corresponding repair, as well as some references. So if you want to generate an HTML report from these initial findings, just click the configure and then customize the format of your report, like task details, and then HTML format. We can see that it also supports PDF, SARAP, and XML format. I will just choose In this demo, the HTML format apply and close, and then hit OK, and we should see an HTML summary of this static analysis. We see that this rule is against the MISRA C 2023, and we see that there are some statistics here and findings. So there's a certain degree of interactivity in the HTML, but in the PDF, of course, there is none. So I always prefer the HTML format because you can always collapse and expand the findings. Otherwise, the PDF will be not be so interactive. So let us now close this report here and proceed to the next demo. I will close these, I will erase these results here. And the next demo that I'll do is dynamic analysis. Before we can do dynamic analysis, uh, we first need to create test cases. And let us recall that the goal of dynamic analysis is code coverage. Parasoft has a lot of code coverage type. For example, let us try to see what they are. If you go in this menu and unit testing, run unit test, this would be the built-in rules because they are under the built-in category. So you cannot click any of the settings here. So what you do is right click into this rule set, duplicate it, and it will appear on top under the user defined, after which the settings are now clickable. So let's try to click what's inside this particular dynamic analysis configuration. We can see that here it is only enabled for line covers. And in fact, I can click um, decision coverage, for example, MCDC. Okay. So I will click OK, and then maybe I can rename this as my run unit test or any name that you like. Why? Close. That is just the configuration when you run the unit test. But before we can run it, we need to create a test case. We will do it in a step-by-step manner. I can just as well select everything here and generate these cases for all of the C code. But I will start small. I will just click one file, right click, and then Parasoft test using and generate unit test. So it's done. So we can see that there is a test folder here that's just created. And if we go to the tab beside here, we we will go to the test case explorer, which is the menu system for viewing what the test case generated look like. For example, if I double click here, so everything here is auto generated, just like it follows the traditional triple like initialization, precondition, initialization, and post condition. And there's also some form of setup and tear down constructs. And to those who have done Google tests, you can relate that this setup and tear down is executed for every test case that is executed. So if before a test case is run, setup is invoked. When a test case is completed, teardown is invoked, and so on. There's also a global test suite setup and a global teardown for the entire test suite. Now that we have generated these cases, we can run it now by clicking the test suite here, and I will right click and then execute the unit test. So I will select the embedded systems, go to Keil uVision, because again, recall that this is not a host base code base. This is an embedded system based on Keil. Uh, the target board here is an STM32F1 We are emulating it through a simulator. So I will select this one here because this is the driver, the instrumentation macro cell, the ULink Pro for simulator. Select this fifth menu here. You can go to the console and you can see that the Keil IDE popped up in the middle of running the execution. So that guy that run is the Keil ID. Let me repeat that again. Let me delete this. So if I run again the unit test by clicking this, you will see that the Keil ID will pop up and execute, and then X get out of the way. And what is left here is the code coverage. You can see here in statistics. You can also see it in color. Now, this code coverage is only for line coverage. Suppose we want um, MCDC. So let me delete this and then I'll go back again to Parasoft test configuration, because the test configuration that we use to run that is embedded systems and Keil uVision here. I just like a while ago where I showed we need to duplicate this, and then in the duplicated version we customize it and then add decision coverage or MCDC. Okay, so click OK, apply and close. Then let us run again the test and click the Parasoft using, but this time it is user defined because this is the rule we customized, adding the which is not only giving us line coverage, but now this time giving us MCDC and branch coverage. What was that? Decision coverage. Embedded systems, Keil uVision, and then run this rule set. So it will now executes and then pops up the Keil IDE and then it gets out of the way. We can see here the uh, code coverage. If we expand here in the execution, we can see that we have 0 MCDC. We have decision is very small also. And we can generate a report here by clicking here in the preferences, like the HTML unit testing details, apply, close. And then we should be able to have an overall line coverage, decision coverage, and MCDC coverage in the columns of the corresponding code here. Very, very neat. So you can see You can see what needs to be done in order to expand the coverage. And if we go back to the test suite, like, so you can't edit this generated test case because this is just the initial skeleton that you can free to edit here. And so that is all for today. And I hope that this quick demonstration has showed the uh, the uh, the demonstration of using Parasoft with the Keil IDE. I'm using the uVision4 in this demo. Thank you.